Hey guys, welcome to our podcast called Take Drugs, Stay in School. So, we all know that school can be overwhelming, but for students with ADHD and learning disabilities, it can feel impossible. So, this podcast explores what happens when classrooms don't adapt, when bullying replaces understanding, and when coping mechanisms sometimes mean taking medications with challenging side effects. Our podcast will focus on honesty, resilience, and starting conversations that schools often avoid. If you've ever felt like the system wasn't made for you, this is your place. So, I'm here with Alex from Spain, and Dana from Denmark and France, and I'm Lula from Costa Rica. And before we start, I think it's important to clarify for our listeners, what is ADHD? And Dana, do you know what ADHD is?
ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which is patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, or impulsivity that interferes with daily functioning, social interactions, executive function.
All right. For you, what do you consider ADHD to be, like from your experience?
I mean, I don't know any of the technical terms because it would be even hard to say. But I think fidgeting is definitely something that I constantly do, and forgetting stuff is a big part of my day to day.
Okay.
So like especially around the school, people ask me to do things, and I'm like, yeah, but I am gonna forget. So remind me again. And whenever I have just like this podcast at a certain time, I'm constantly having to rethink that I have it at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I have to look at the clock in a very constant manner because or else like time will just slip by. I had to stop reading at bus stations because I missed the bus all the time.
Oh, wow.
But yeah,
Okay.
generally forgetting stuff is most of my ADHD existence.
Okay, so these are the ways in which ADHD affects you. How about you, Dana? How does it affect you?
It affects me in ways of forgetfulness, unfocusedness, low activity or attention, and easily distractive and difficulty being unimpulsive. When I'm off my meds, I'd go impulsive really quickly. I do stuff instantly, spontaneously, and I don't have like a planned way. But
Okay.
that's, I think, how it affects me in one way.
Yeah, that must be tough. It's like always present for you guys. You're always dealing with ADHD. Okay, and do you guys have any learning disabilities?
No, I think
You don't?
ADHD is for me a learning disability.
Okay.
Only because my brain is just wired different. So if there's not something that I'm interested in learning, there's just no way that I'm actually going to pay attention to it.
It challenges your performance in class, like for example.
Yeah. I still don't have high school.
Oh, okay. And you blame it on ADHD?
I mean, on myself, right? But definitely, I got diagnosed when I was 18 with ADHD. So I don't take medication for it and whatnot. So it's like I've just kind of grown used to having it.
Okay.
So I'd like when I talk to people, I try to like I still so I interrupt people and I change the topic of conversation, but I always remember the last thing that they said, so I can just like bring it back. So talking to me is a bit confusing because I'll jump like in 3 different ways, and then I'll just come back to the first one. So I can.
Okay.
It doesn't look like I'm interrupting people, but I am.
That's an interesting way of functioning.
Yeah.
How about you?
I have a list, but I'll do the main 4, I believe. I have ADHD, which I consider a learning disability. I have dyslexia, dysgraphia, and dyscalculia. But in addition to that, I would say a combination of all 3, I have short-term memory loss.
Okay.
And I find it really challenging to be in a school environment with all of those specific things due to like the specific nature of which they have or learning disorders.
Yeah, of course.
Because like dysgraphia, it's problems with handwriting, writing, spelling, and stuff. And just dyslexia, difficulties with reading, understanding it, and processing it. While dyscalculia, I think, is problems with mathematical concepts, numbers, and quantities, I believe.
Of course. So you had problems with math because of the dyscalculia.
Yeah.
And the dyslexia affected you in the other subjects, like English and history.
Yeah, and in every other subject.
So every time it came to reading something or even writing down with a dysgraphia,
Mhm.
it was really challenging.
It was. I couldn't. Had like really problems. I was lower than most of my other fellows.
Was it
in
because
the
it took
year.
you guys too long to read, or you just like quit reading at some point and just relied on whatever the teacher was saying?
Personally, it was because I didn't understand it properly, and it took me longer than expected, and I felt I couldn't catch up with my peers. And I felt like, oh, because I have this, I shouldn't do what others are doing now because I
Yeah.
feel different.
That's really frustrating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, I would. If I looked at out the window or at a wall, I could pretty much zone out immediately,
Oh, wow.
which meant that in class, what the teacher said or what I was reading did not catch on because I
Yeah.
would just start thinking, and I had a very active imagination back then. And also, I was very interested in other things. I like to read a lot. So what I would do is I would have like a book underneath the table. So I'd be reading novels while classes were going on.
Wow, but that makes you a reading monster then.
Yeah,
Like, do you
really like-
hyperfixate on that?
Yeah, I really like reading.
Yeah.
And I will as I read, I see it kind of like play out in my mind. I don't even see the words anymore. But at the same time, like, of course, when I'm reading stuff that's interesting to me,
Yeah.
I can really read through it.
But that's
right?
kind of a superpower at some point, you know?
Yeah, I don't I know ADHD has challenged me at school, but at the same time, I don't fully disagree with it. Like
Yeah.
I think it's just your brain is wired different. So I think
It's
that for
differently.
some things, it's like very interesting to have it because I can really like focus on
Yes,
something.
when
and
you
just make it
hyperfixate on
happen.
something that we really
Yeah.
like, you can like focus more than other people maybe.
Yeah, and that I really like
Yeah, that's nice.
ADHD. Maybe because I feel special with it.
Like a special talent. See. Do you feel ever like your ADHD or your learning disabilities have given you an advantage in any other way?
Honestly, I think in art or like sometimes I love math, honestly, and I love to learn about it. And I felt sometimes I was ahead of the others in my class because
In math?
Yeah,
Okay.
even though I have dyscalculia, I feel sometimes I felt like I was above or like more forward.
Because you could do the problems in your head.
Yeah.
And it was only difficult when it came to the paper.
Yeah, when you had to write it down and read the question, it was difficult for me to understand. But in my head, I had this picture of like, this is how it's solved. This is but then they'd be like, oh, but you need to show it on the paper.
Okay.
You have to show the exact answer, exact way, all that stuff.
Were you that type of kid that would only write down the final answer and no process? Because I remember I had classmates like that. Like they were so smart, they were so quick with it, and they just only wrote the answer, and they never got any of the procedure points. But they
Yeah.
were so bright and quick. Were you that type of person then?
A
You
little
guys?
bit.
I would say I was just really lazy. I really hated writing, so like writing the whole procedure was too much. So I would just be like, no, I can think about the answer, so I'll just give them the answer.
Yes.
Like
That's what matters in the end.
Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they were looking for, but
Yes.
that's not true. They always want the progress and like, how did you get to this solution? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. Just
it
came
just
up.
kind of happened.
Yeah, it just kind of happened somehow. But yeah.
Yeah.
So it can make school challenging, but you also have like talent that you might not be able to express in school. Like the systems don't really highlight them, but you
Yeah.
do have them, you know?
Yeah.
So guys, what role do you think that drugs play in helping with learning disabilities? Alex, you mentioned before that you don't take medication.
Right.
So where did that come from?
So I took medication when I was 18 for about 2 months, maybe.
Okay.
And I smoke a lot, right? Like kind of, I smoke a lot of cigarettes now. I have smoked a lot of weed and whatnot. It's kind of like the self-medication. It doesn't work anyway.
It
but-
doesn't?
No. It's just an addiction in the end.
Okay.
Right? But I remember while I was taking this medication, I ran out of cigarettes, and I was like, okay, I have to do a 20-minute walk, go get some cigarettes, and I broke down crying, and I was like, whoa, I've been at
What?
this point, I'd been smoking for 4 years, and I've never had an issue with not having cigarettes, and I felt like I was a completely different person. So I decided, you know what, like ADHD medicine is just not for me. I know that they say, oh, you have to try a lot of them and try different quantities and whatnot. But I was like, no. I'm sorry. I'm not going to take this and like change who I am if I've learned up to this point how to live with it. I do think ADHD has an interesting existence with other drugs, actually. So, for example, like I don't actually easily get addicted to drugs,
Okay.
which might sound a bit weird because I smoke and I've been smoking
Yes,
for 10
for a
years,
long time.
right? Like, I mean, I really like smoking. But I've tried like MDMA and cocaine, and it always had like a different effect on my head. So while my friends would all get really hooked on it and really like the effects, to me it never seemed like something fun to do.
Okay.
It would like it would get you hyped up and you would be talking about bullshit for like 15 minutes, but then it was like, wow.
Was it
that
like
was,
your normal state then?
yeah, like it was just
You
like
felt
being
like any other
hyperactive.
day? Because you're constantly hyperactive with your
Yeah,
ADHD.
like I'm just talking all the time, just on
Yeah.
a normal basis. Just that now I really interrupt people all the time, right? Like, and I just want to talk. But so in the end, it wasn't something that I enjoyed at all.
Okay.
And it just like other people seem to have this effect on them when they're instantly like they need to get another fix when it's done and whatnot. So I've been really happy with ADHD throughout my life. I mean, I know it's a challenge, but at the same time, it's like it's who I am. It's been
Yes,
like
of
how
course.
I've built up my life. I mean, school has been
Yeah.
bizarre because of it, and school doesn't really like help you get where you have to get. But in general, I do think like it's a superpower, even though
Yes.
it's not.
It has its perks,
Yeah.
definitely. And how about you? You've had experience with drugs and ADHD?
Yeah, I've had a lot of experience with different types of ADHD meds.
Okay.
I believe I started taking ADHD meds since 8 years old. Currently, I'm 19,
Oh, really? Okay.
so around 11 years. I've tried every type of ADHD med, and the only one that seems to stick to me is Concerta, which is a type of ADHD med that helps me focus and concentrate in conversations.
It
And
really does help you focus.
as you can tell right now, I'm very focused
Okay.
and not that chatty and all that stuff.
And what side effects does it have?
Nausea, vomiting, tiredness, and sometimes you overthink stuff when you're on the ADHD meds.
But only as you start taking it, or like
When you start
the entire time?
When you start taking it, it's the nausea that hits you the first thing. Like if you take a pause, I normally take a pause every weekend, one day out of the weekend. I
Okay.
take a pause where I'm just myself. I'm my giggly version, I would say.
Okay.
And then the next day, I would take my medicine, and I would feel that nauseous, vomiting feeling whenever I would smell food or be around food. I'd get nauseous.
So it's one day a week that you feel horrible in order to focus the rest of the week.
Yes, honestly.
So
Or just-
you prefer having like this horrible feeling one time a week in order to function better
Yeah.
or more satisfyingly to you. So that's a sacrifice you're willing to take.
It's a sacrifice I'm willing to take, and I've started to skip that one day of the weekend, just continuously continue
Okay.
my medicine, which I feel is making me more productive in life, more structured, and more focused on what I need to do on
Okay.
to-do lists and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I feel I can get classwork done, but then also I can go chat with others and have fun.
Yeah.
But then I can also remember, oh yeah, I need to do this because I forgot to do this, or I need to plan out my day and stuff like that.
Okay, that makes
But,
sense.
yeah.
But for you, like the secondary effects, the side effects of the
Yeah.
medication are not worth it.
Yeah, basically. I mean, last time I took it was 7 years ago, right? So like, okay, a lot of maybe has changed, but I feel like I have a lot of strategies for these issues. I still kind of leave everything for the last minute,
Okay.
which never helps, never really works out too well. But and like my brain kind of associates a lot of things. So like, for example, if I leave a coffee cup in a classroom and I go back to my room and I think, oh, I want to have a coffee, my brain will send me the image of the coffee cup in the classroom. So I
Okay.
remember, okay, I have to go to the classroom, grab the coffee cup before I forget.
Okay.
which means that I probably forgot something from the room as well. So I had to come back to the room and whatnot. It's a bit of a, I'm always having to check all my pockets to see where everything is. Like everything is constantly changing, but I'm constantly adapting to every change. So I think I'm okay with it because I feel like it. I have trained my mind.
Yeah, you've learned how to live with it too.
Yeah.
And you mentioned strategies. Do you guys have like, any tools in how to deal with ADHD on a daily basis?
I mean, I think that would be my main.
Yeah, that's your biggest strategy.
This the association and like
Association.
Intuitive, like
Intuition.
Intuition of like I assume stuff is going to happen because I like some part of my brain. I was thinking about this before. And I can't recall the thought, but then when the situation actually happens, I realize that I've already been thinking about this, so I'm ready for it. And then the other strategy is just like repeating to myself, like, okay, never trying to let go of the thought of what I actually have to do, and always kind of going through
always
like a mental list, like, okay, I have a meeting at this time, so I have to be ready about like 15
always
minutes
being
before.
aware of it.
Yeah, and never leaving something for the last minute in time-wise. I always have to be places before, or else I know that the time is just going to slip by.
That makes sense. How about you, Dana? What are your tools?
When I'm on my meds, I have alarms, medicine, to-do lists, reading lists, and tools and writing and calculators. But off of it, I don't really have any tools except for key images of what I need to do and sudden reminders. Like a person would walk in and I have a class with them and there's a specific homework assignment with that class. I'd be like, oh, that person walked in. I need to do the work assignment that's related to that class and the people there when I'm off of it.
Yeah, a bunch of association too.
Yeah, normally I associate like what I need to do with people or to-do lists or classes or skills I've gotten.
But it's crazy that things that we all do, like for example, I also use a bunch of to-do lists and everything, but I do it casually just like to help me out a little bit, but you consciously do it in order to keep you in check because if not, it'll totally slip because I think I could manage, like if I don't have my to-do list, it just helps me keep a little bit of order. For you guys, it's like your tool.
Yeah.
And your alarms and everything. Do you abuse your alarms? How many alarms do you
Not
have?
that often, but I normally at least try to put 3 in the morning so I can get woken up exactly on time before class because normally I feel rushed. If like I wake up or sleep in by accident, I feel rushed, just flip, and I go up against it. And I'm just running. Oh, flip, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do this. I need to eat. Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's a really anxious lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's like hurried.
It's kind of got its perks because
like
of
a little bit of adrenaline.
Like when you're getting late to things, you're like, okay, I got everything. You check
have
all
to
your
lock in.
pockets.
Yeah.
You're grabbing stuff from your room. You always forget something. There's always something that you leave back, but then it's like it's okay. We can just we adapt to the situation and hope to get something.
A bunch of adaptability. Yes, that's really nice. That's a superpower of ADHD, no?
Yeah, right.
You have to figure out how to do things another way. I think you guys can think a bunch like out of the box, how to fix something when not everything is in place, when there's a little bit of a mess.
Or how to problem solve with people as well. Like there could be someone that's like having a conflict. You could be like, oh, but you could look this way, you could think that way. That will help you, both of you, and to be...
I think it's a useful perspective. I think that's why it's really cool to have people like you would say neurotypical, right? And neurodivergent, like in the same group, to always have like both perspectives, like because you can like teach each other stuff. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
And you guys, do you think that the school system has made it difficult for you guys to succeed?
Well, clearly, right?
Yeah, very.
I mean,
you studied in where?
yeah, I started in Spain.
Okay.
My whole life, and it is very much a school system that focuses on gathering up the information as per teacher, like what they want you to learn, and you had to learn their pretty much word to word.
Oh yeah.
So if you don't know what a word means, then you're not getting that point. And it changes a lot based on teachers. And it's all of this is just basically like you gather this information, put it on the exam, you pass.
The memorizing and everything.
Yeah, and me in memorizing, I can't do it. I could read it and make my own assumption about it and write it out. and it wouldn't be good because it's not the memorized thing. I cannot memorize word for word.
Yeah.
So the way that I got through most of school was with friends and whatnot who would actually like study with me and talk to me about it, and then I could memorize stuff a lot better. Or if
Okay.
I have teachers who are have a better vibe that they actually
like
talk
bouncing
to
ideas
us.
off of people.
Yeah. When there was, because in school I always got told like, oh no, you're smart because you read, but you're just very lazy because you don't actually do the homework and don't study. And eventually I did give up on doing homework and studying because I was
Totally.
like, you know what, it's pointless. Like I can't do it. And but I would still speak up in class and say what I thought about situations because my brain was still working. I never thought that I had a learning disability. I just think that the school system doesn't really accommodate for
Yeah.
people with issues like these. And in Spain, ADHD
Yeah.
is not that well seen. Like I got diagnosed when I was 18. At that point, I was out of school for 2 years. I'd been
Yeah.
working for 1 year. Like, I mean, it's...
I feel like the system is very old school because there are now like new systems, like even you see IPC and everything. And I graduated with IB, which is the International Baccalaureate, and it's really different. It's very interactive, and it's not just about memorizing and spitting out what you
Yeah.
memorized. It's more like understanding, analyzing, and like going further. You know,
Yeah.
it's more of like you come up with the stuff, not just like repeat whatever they already said. So I feel like that might like be a good system for people with ADHD too.
Yeah.
How was your system in school?
I've been around the world, honestly. I've been in mainly American school systems since living in America and Belgium, and America and Belgium again. I've had many difficult experiences with school systems, and I've had many kind experiences. But the main kind ones were from the teachers that actually saw the, how do you say, the talent or the, how would you say, the, I'm trying to think of it, but like the special, not special, but the
Like recognized?
recognize something special in you, that
Okay.
type of,
Mm.
like I was trying to find a word for that.
Saw the positive side maybe?
Yeah, like the good side, the strong side of you. And I've had fair amounts about it. I've had incidences with schools where they've told me, because I've had ADHD and dyslexia, dysgraphia, and dyscalculia, and much more, they've told me as a person with that learning disabilities, I would never succeed in life.
Oh, they told you this.
They
That's
told
crazy.
my mom specifically
Oh my
that your
God.
daughter's never going to succeed.
And did they, like in school, would they separate you for tests, for example, or would
Yes.
they give you extra time too?
Some schools, they,
Oh, really?
if I had learning accommodations, which I do, they would give me a room, like, because I got an accommodation for a separate room, a reader, calculator, a writer, and
Okay.
they would give me it because I needed it to pass the grade. I've had that as my last school.
Okay.
And before that, I would get separated because I would take longer, and they would be like, yeah, you're going to distract the kids. You're easily distracted.
And you
You
like
have
this? You like these aids or no?
I actually do think it's pretty good for people with ADHD because their mind sometimes wanders, and people with dysgraphia need longer and dyscalculia to understand. And I think, honestly, the most favorite tools I have from that is learning text to speech, speech to text, separate room, a scribe, and a reader for me.
Wow.
Because it's been that bad, but
I can imagine how peaceful it might be, like to have all these helps and not be like in the class with everyone else and not being able to understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's been like that, but I've had also been to special schools just for learning
Yeah.
disabilities. I've been to a specific one in America, the lab school, which was pretty nice. They taught me to actually finally learn how to read and write properly.
It's nice.
And I would give credit to them for where I am today and how strong I am today.
yeah. So institutions, they do have developed like tools and everything to help you guys out. But like on a daily basis, what do you think others, like your peers, could do to help you guys out?
Just understand that I forget shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like if you tell me something like maybe an hour ago, you're like, oh, can we do this later? unless it's something that like it's for a job or something that is really important, I'm forgetting. Like it's just like my
No
brain
exception.
can't keep up. So I will forget stuff, and I will remember when I see you, right? Like,
Yeah,
but
of course.
for the most part, I would just treat me normally because
Yeah.
it's I'm very much how do you say it, like comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with who I am and
Yeah.
whatever's happening in my brain. So I don't need much aid more than just understand. If I forget,
And
it's not-
patience too.
Yeah, patience is what I need actually.
Oh yeah, true. But not to get mad at you because Alex, you forgot that we had this and this afterwards. Like, come on.
Yeah. That would definitely like, and I
Yeah.
will react strongly to that.
And
But,
but also like remind you of things. Just know
Yeah.
that you will forget. So I'm just gonna keep you reminded.
Yeah, and that's absolutely. I have no problem with being reminded. It's
Okay.
like if you feel hurt because I forgot, that is like I don't know what to do about that. But reminding me, I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
Like, and I appreciate it a lot because
Okay,
then you
so-
know, like
Now you know, guys. Remind Alex whenever you need something from him.
Yeah.
And you, Dana?
Honestly, I don't really know much, but I think be aware that some people have differences compared to you,
Yeah.
but don't exclude them or don't exercise. Not exercise. Ostracize
Uh-huh.
them.
exercise.
Yeah, ostracize. Like push them away. Don't push them away.
Mhm.
Don't bully them. Don't attack them because they might have something different. Be
Okay.
patient with them. Remember that they are still a human. They're still there.
Yeah.
And be aware that sometimes people might forget. People might not
Yeah.
remember stuff correctly, but we are trying our best. That's what I would say. But yeah.
Yes. I think this was awesome, guys. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank you
and for being
inviting me.
so open about your life and your struggles. Your voice likely represents many people who have not been open about this too, and that have suffered in silence. So we hope this podcast gave you some confidence about your future and raised awareness about these topics. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much, Dana.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Bye.